Hi, it's Sue with your FAQ, and today's question is, how do you make a great first impression? Well, it's almost as easy as A, B, C, and D, of course, your digital footprint online. So you are a walking, talking, and visual business card for you, your brand, and of course your business. So when you walk through somebody's door, or when they walk through your door, that image and that impression has an immediate impact. So we need to think about those impressions that we're giving out. Now, it's a lot to think about in a couple of seconds, but let's quickly go through the A, B, C, D of your first impression. So A is for the appearance. Now, we're talking about the overall appearance. It doesn't mean to say that you have to be the most charismatic person in the room. It doesn't mean to say that you even have to be the most well-dressed person in the room, but to come across with a pleasing appearance. Now, that generally is when people look at you, they take in that first impression, but they also take a look at your face. And so a nice, warm, genuine smile is often your best accessory. Now, in terms of style and the clothing that you choose to wear, that is up to you. So you might be someone who likes the funky t-shirts and has a really creative edge, or you might be a little bit more formal or a little bit more conservative, or perhaps you're someone who likes boho or a much more natural style. That's fine. That's your style. That's up to you. That's showing your brand and your individuality. It's just that we want to see that in the most positive aspect of you. Appearance also takes into consideration the finer details. So that polished part of you, that grooming, and putting that side of you forward as well so that you look great. Again, we want to see that positive aspect of your appearance. Now, B is for your body language and also for your behavior. Now, in terms of body language, you want to have an open, confident stance. You want to take up space in a room. If you're at a meeting, you want to sit tall and again, you know, show that you are feeling confident and you want to take up that space. So outward rather than inward. So negative body language is things like crossed arms or turning away from people and not making eye contact with someone. So body language also does include that really good eye contact so that you are connecting with that person, looking them in the eye. And the body language also includes your handshake, a nice, confident, warm and friendly handshake. Again, looking somebody in the eye as you do that. So the B is also about the behavior, and it's those smaller things that possibly you need to take into consideration, like not being a nice person to be with and not to work with, or perhaps not turning up on time. So they're things that we should just not be common sense, I guess, but just be aware of some of those behavioural characteristics as well. So C is for the communication, and again, that how you connect with people is often through that eye contact. We've talked about that, and again, that smile. So about having a warm, genuine smile, actually looking someone, but not just beaming away for the sake of it, but actually listening and communicating and taking interest in what it is that they're saying, but maybe nodding a little bit, but that will come naturally. That will come naturally if you really are interested in what it is that they have to say. So that conversation is about you asking questions, but actually really listening for the answer as well. Now, if you can listen 80% of the time and let them talk, or rather listen 20% of the time, oh, I'm getting confused. But it's basically about them communicating and talking more than you do. So that's what you want to do. So if you let them do most of the talking, that 80%, then they will think that you're a really great conversationalist. And D. So D, of course, brings us to that digital footprint, thinking about what is out there online, perhaps Googling yourself to see what actually is out there. But it's also you're making that first impression, whether it's on the phone, maybe whether it is through your social media profiles. So you need to have great profile photographs, have consistency across your social media, but also be aware of what are some of those messages and some of those posts and impressions that you're giving out. So are they the messages that you want to give out? Are you putting out blogs and information and comments about things that reflect your brand in a positive way? Of course, we do want to see that great personality of yours, but we want to see that positive personality of yours too. So just be aware of your digital footprint and the images that you're giving out as well. So that's just a very brief summary of the ABCDs of your leadership presence, your executive presence, your first impression. And if you want to know more about that, I've got some blogs about that on my website at suecurrie.com.au blog. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might ask, whether it is about impression management, whether it is about your personal brand, or perhaps your professional brand and your public relations profile. So ask me some questions. I will try and answer those for you. So until next time, keep shining.